This video is a walkthrough of the November 2017 Foundation Tier Paper 1 Non-Calculator. So question 1 says change 365 centimeters into meters. So each 100 centimeters makes 1 meter. So we've got 3.65 meters. And part B, change 2.7 kilograms into grams. So a kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. So 2.7 kilograms is 2,700 grams. Question 2, work out 2 plus 7 times 10. So we need to know the order of operations, and we need to know that multiplication is done before addition. So some people say BIDMAS or BODMAS. Either way, we need to do the multiplication before the addition. So 7 times 10 is 70. So we've got 2 plus 70, which is 72. Question 3. Solve y divided by 4 equals 10.5. So the question is saying what number divided by 4 is 10.5. So another way of looking at that is 10.5 times 4. So we need to do 10.5 times 4. What's 4 lots of 10.5? So 2 lots of 10.5, if we double it, 2 10.5s, double 10 is 20, double 0.5 is 1. So 2 times 10.5 is 21. So if we double that again, we'll have 4 10.5s, which is 42. So 42 divided by 4, 42 shared between 4 is 10.5. Question 4. Here are 4 numbers. Write one of these in each box to make a correct calculation. So which of these 2 numbers we're given here add up to give a -7? So we've got -9, -2, 2 and 9. And which of those together, which those added together, will give us a -7? So we need to have -9 plus 2, or a +2 plus a -9. These 2 numbers together, -9 up 2 is -7, or 2 down 9 is -7. So we need the -9 and the 2 in any order. So it doesn't matter which way round we have them. -9 and 2 add up to make -7. Question 5. Here are the first 4 terms of a number sequence. The rule to continue the sequence is multiply the previous term by 2 and then add 1. And we need to work out the 5th term of the sequence. So to get from the previous term to the next term, we multiply it by 2 and then add 1. So the first term's 2. 2 2s are 4, plus 1 is 5. So the second term is 5. 2 5s are 10, plus 1 is 11. The third term is 11. And so on. So we want the 5th term. So the 4th term is 23. So we need to do 23 times 2 and then add 1. Double 23, that's 46. 1 more than 46, 47. So the 5th term is 47. Question 6. Here are 5 straight rods. So we've got A minus 1, A, and A plus 4 are the lengths of the rods. And the total length is L. And we need to find the formula for L in terms of A. So L is them all added together. So L is equal to all of these lengths added together. So a minus 1 plus a plus a plus a plus a plus 4. And all we need to do is simplify this. So it says, write your formula as simply as possible. So how can we simplify this? How many a's have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a's. So we're going to have 5a. And what else do we have? We've got negative 1 plus 4. Negative 1 plus 4 is 3, positive 3. So L is equal to 5a plus 3. And we'll write that on the answer line. L equals 5a plus 3. Okay, question 7. So we've got, write down the coordinates of the point A. So the coordinates of A is shown on the graph. So we do the x coordinate first. So on the x-axis, we go along 6. So the x coordinate is 6. The y-axis next, down 2, negative 2. So the y coordinate is negative 2. So the coordinates are 6, negative 2. Plot and label the point with coordinates 2, 9. Label this point B. So 2, 9, that means 2 along the x and 9 up the y. So 2, 9, 2 along, 9 up, and we label that B. Does point B lie on the straight line with equation y equals 4x plus 1? You must show how you get your answer. So y equals 4x plus 1, and our x coordinate is 2, and our y coordinate is 9. So if we substitute these in, so we take our 2 and our 9, and we substitute them into the equation, what happens? So we change the y to 9 equals 4 times 2. I'll write the times as a bracket. 4 times 2 plus 1. So is this true? Does 9 equal 4 times 2 plus 1? 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1. So 9 equals 9. So yes, that works. So it must lie on the line. So yes. Part C. On the grid, draw the line with equation x equals negative 2. So where does x equal negative 2? That's here, all the way up here. These are all the points where x is equal to negative 2. So we'll get a line, and there are all the points where x equal negative 2. We can extend it up and down. So there's our line. Question 8. The length of a rectangle is twice as long as the width of a rectangle. The area of the rectangle is 32 centimeters squared. Draw the rectangle on the centimeter grid. So the area is 32, and area is equal to length times width. So for a rectangle, the area is the length times the width. So if the area is 32, we're looking for two numbers, the length and the width, that multiply to make 32, and the length is twice as long as the width. So what numbers multiply to make 32? We could write them all down. So you can have 1 times 32, 2 16s, it's not in the 3 times table, 4 8s, and they're all the options. So which one has the length twice as long as the width. It's going to have a length of 8 and a width of 4. So we need to draw a rectangle 8 along and 4 up, or 8 up and 4 along. So an 8 by 4 rectangle, and we'll just draw it on the grid. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4 up. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we go the same along, complete the rectangle, and there we have it. Okay, question 9. Jackie wants to work out 3,480 divided by 5. So 3,480 shared out between 5. She knows that 3,480 divided by 10 is 348. So she writes 3,480 divided by 5 is 174, because 10 divided by 5 is 2, and 348 divided by 2 is 174. What mistake has Jackie made? So Jackie's right here. 3,480 divided by 10 is 348. So 10 348s. So if you've got 348 10 times, you make 3,480. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's correct. But if you wanted to divide by 5, you'd get 2 of them together each time. So to make this into 5 parts, you have to double the 348, not half it. So what mistake has she made? She's half 348 when she should have doubled it. So she should have done 348 times 2. Okay, question 10. Jake and Sarah each played a computer game 6 times. Their scores for each game are shown below. So Jake's got some scores and Sarah's got some scores. The question is, part A, who had the most consistent scores? And you must give a reason for your answer. So the most consistent scores, how can we measure that? So we could measure the range. We could say whose scores are most spread out using the range. So let's say the range of Jake's range. And the range is the biggest, take away the smallest. So 12, take away 8 for Jake, which is 4. And Sarah's range, her biggest score was 14, and the smallest was 2, so she's got a range of 12. So we could say Jake's scores are more consistent because he's got a smaller range, because the range is smaller. Okay, Jake played a different game 20 times, and a stem and leaf diagram shows information about his scores. Right, so what's happened? We've got the stem and leaf with all the numbers on it, and Jake said his modal score, his most common score, was 6 points because 6 appears most often. Is Jake correct? Well, he's not, because 6 doesn't even appear, because this is 9, the first number, And then these are the 10s, and these are the 1s, so it's 12, 2 13s, a 14, a 15, a 25, 4 26s, so 26 is his mode, his modal score. Is Jake correct? Well, no. And you must explain your answer. So we could say 6 isn't even on there, or 26 is the modal score. We could say he's misread it. It's only 1 mark, so 26 is the modal score, will be okay. We could say he's misread it and he's looked at the 1s instead of taking the whole numbers, but 26 is the modal score, will be enough there. Question 11. There are 30 children in a nursery school. At least 1 adult is needed for every 8 children. Work out the least number of adults needed. So for 1 adult, you can have 8 children. So for 2 adults, you can go up to 16 children. For 3 adults, that's 3 8s now, so another 8, 24 children. That's still not enough, so we're going to need 4 adults, and then we can go up to 32 children. So work out the least number of adults needed. For 30 children, we're going to need 4 adults. 2 more children join the nursery. So there were 30 before, there's 32 now. Does this mean more adults are needed in the nursery? No. You must give a reason for your answer. So 4 times 8 is 32. So for 4 adults, there can be 32 children. Question 12. Emma has 45 rabbits. 30 of the rabbits are male. 8 of the female rabbits have short hair. 12 of the rabbits with long hair are male. Use the information to complete the two-way table. So we're just going to fill out the two-way table, and hopefully we've got enough information to fill it out. So Emma has 45 rabbits. That's the total. 30 of the rabbits are male, so the total male is 30. And we could even fill out the total female here. There's 45 of them, 30 male, so 15 must be female. 8 of the female rabbits have short hair, so short hair, female, 8. And we could fill out long hair as well now. There's 15 of them, 8 have short hair, so 7 must have long hair. 12 of the rabbits with long hair are male, so 12 long hair male. We could fill out short hair male as well, so there's 30 in total. 12 have got long hair, so 18 must have short hair. And we can just add up these totals for long and short hair now. 12 and 7 is 19. 18 and 8 is 26. And we can check, yes, they add up to 45. So it looks like we've done it right. One of Emma's rabbits is chosen at random. Write down the probability that this rabbit is a female with short hair. So female, short hair, there's 8 of them. So there's 8 of them out of 45 in total. So it's 8 out of 45. Okay, question 13. The total surface area of a cube is 294 centimeters squared. Work out the volume of a cube. So let's sketch a cube first. So a cube is a 3D shape, and the length, the width, and the depth are all the same. So I'll write a funny L for it. So they're all the same number. So whatever the length, the width, and the depth are exactly the same number. The total surface area of the cube is 294. So that's the area of all the surfaces added up is 294. So here's one surface, and there are 6 of them. If you think front and back, top and bottom, and 2 sides. There are 6 surfaces. So I'll write 6 times surface, 6 times the area of one surface, equals 294. So the area of one surface must be 294 divided by 6. Well, you can use any method you like. You could simplify the fraction. I think long division is probably easier. So 6 times 294, 294 divided by 6. 2 divided by 6 doesn't go, so we'll carry over the 2. How many 6s go into 29? So 4 6s are 24, so you've got 5 left over. And how many 6s go into 54? That's 9. So the area of every surface must be 49 centimeters squared. So if we know the area of the surface, so we've got one surface here, the area is 49, and the length and the width are the same number. What number times itself makes 49? That's 7. 7 sevens are 49. So the length has to be 7 centimeters. So the cube, we know it's got a length, a width, and a depth of 7 centimeters. We need to work out the volume of the cube. So the volume is length times width times depth, which is 7 times 7 times 7. 7 sevens are 49, we know that. And we need to multiply that by another 7. So we've got 7 times 49. It doesn't matter what method you use to do the multiplication, as long as you get the right answer in the end. So 7 4s are 28, add a 0. 7 9s are 63. So it's 280 plus 63, 3, 4, carry over the 1, 343. So the volume is 343 centimeters cubed. Question 14. Here are 2 fractions. Work out which of the fractions is closer to 1. You must show all your working. So we need to work out which one's closer to 1. To compare 2 fractions, we need to make the denominators the same. So this one's got a 5, this one's got a 7. We can make the denominators the same by timesing the top and bottom of this fraction by 7 and the top and bottom of this fraction by 5. So what does that give us? 49 over 35 and 25 over 35. So which is closer to 1? Well, one whole one is 35 35ths. So which one's closer to 35 35ths? 49 35ths is 14 away. So I'll put 49 35ths minus 35 35ths is 14 35ths. So it's 14 away, and 35 35ths minus 25 35ths is 10 35ths. So that's 10 35ths away. So which is closer to 1? It's less distance away means closer. So 5 7ths. So 5/7 is closer. 2, 1. Question 15. There are only red buttons, yellow buttons, and orange buttons in a jar. The number of red buttons, the number of yellow buttons, and the number of orange buttons are in the ratio 7:4:9. Work out the percentage of buttons in the jar that are orange. So we've got red, yellow, orange. So work out the percentage that are orange. So there's 9 orange out of how many in total? So 7 plus 4 plus 9 is 20. So 9 out of 20 are orange. And we need to change this into a percentage. And percentage means out of 100. So we need to change the denominator to be 100. So if we times top and bottom by 5, 9 5s are 45, 25s are 100. So we get 45 out of 100, which means 45%. Because percent means per 100. Okay, question 16. Berenica wants to buy 35 t-shirts. Each t-shirt costs £5.80, and Berenica does the calculation. 40 times 6 equals 240 as an estimate to estimate the cost of 35 t-shirts. Explain how Berenica's calculation shows the actual cost will be less than £240. So we've rounded up £5.80 to 6, and we've rounded up 35 to 40. So that means we're going to get an overestimate of the actual amount because we've rounded up both of the numbers. So we can just put it's an overestimate because both numbers have been rounded up. Okay, part B. There's a special offer. So the t-shirts are £5.80 each. Buy 30 or more t-shirts and get 10% off the total cost. Work out the actual cost of buying 35 t-shirts using the special offer. So we're going to have 35 t-shirts at £5.80. So we need to do 35 times £5.80. And then we can take 10% off afterwards. The alternative is to take 10% off first. We'll take it off afterwards. So we're going to do 35 times £5.80. To multiply decimals, it's easier to get rid of the decimals. So we'll do our calculation in pence. So we're going to do 35 times 580. And we will work out how much the t-shirts cost in pence. It doesn't matter what method you use for multiplication. I'll do a grid, so I'll do 35 times 580. So 3 5s are 15. And I've got 1, 2, 3 zeros. 3 8s are 24. And I've got 2 zeros there. 5 5s are 25. And 2 zeros to add on. And 5 8s are 40. And I've got 1 zero. So I'm going to add up these numbers. So 1,000, so 15,000 even. 15,000. 2,500. 2,400. And 400. Going to add them up we've got 0, 0. 5 plus 4 plus 4 is 13. 5 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1 is 10. And 1 and 1 makes 2. So that's 20,300 pence, or £203. But we still need to take 10% off. So how do we find 10%? We divide it by 10. So 10% is this number divided by 10, which is £20.30. So we need to take off 10%. So if I take off £20 first, 203 take away 20, that is 183. So I've taken off 20, and then take off 30 pence. So then I'm going to take off the 30 pence. So £183 take away 30 pence. That is £182.70. 182.70. Question 17. There are 3 cards in box A and 3 cards in box B. There is a number on each card. Ryan takes at random a card from box A and a card from box B. He adds together the 2 numbers to get a total score. Work out the probability that it will be an odd number. Okay, so he's going to have a card from A, a card from B. So let's write down the combinations that he can get. So we can get 3 and 9, 3 and 2, 3 and 3. You can get 4 and 9, 4 and 2, 4 and 3, or 5 and 9, 5 and 2, 5 and 3. So what's he doing? He's adding the cards together to get a total score. So I would say add them together. So 3 and 9 is 12. 3 and 2 is 5. 3 and 3 is 6. 4 and 9 is 13. 4 and 2 is 6. 4 and 3 is 7. 5 and 9 is 14. 5 and 2 is 7. 5 and 3 is 8. So we want the probability of him getting an odd number. So how many odd numbers have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 odd numbers out of 9 in total. So that's 4 9ths. Okay, question 18. Harry, Regan and Keelan share £450 in the ratio 2 to 5 to 3. How much money does Keelan get? So we've got all of our money and we're going to split it up in the ratio 2 parts to 5 parts. To 3 parts. So how many parts have we got in total? 2 plus 5 plus 3. How many boxes? There are 10 boxes. So we're going to share the 450 out between 10. And that's £45 per box. So each of these boxes is worth £45. So how much money does Keelan get? Which one's Keelan? So we've got Harry, Regan and Keelan. So Keelan gets 3 lots of 45. So 2 45s are 90, plus another 45, That's 135. So 45 times 3, 135 pounds. Question 19. Here is a list of ingredients for making 16 flapjacks. And Jenny wants to make 24 flapjacks. And she needs to know how much of each ingredient. So we've got 16 flapjacks here. Let's write down the ingredients for 8 flapjacks next to it. So to get the ingredients for 8, we're going to half the ingredients for 16, because 8 is half of 16. So let's half all of these numbers. So we'll have 60 grams of butter, 70 grams of brown sugar, 125 grams of oats, and 1 tablespoon of syrup. Now to get 24 flapjacks, we can add the ingredients for 8 and 16 together, because 8 plus 16 is 24. So for butter, we've got 120 plus 60, that's 180 grams. Brown sugar, 140 plus 70, that's 210. Oats, 250 plus 125, 375. And syrup, 2 and 1 makes 3. Amy and Josh, question 20. Amy and Josh use a calculator to work out 595 divided by 4.08 squared plus 5.3. Amy's answer is 27 point something. Josh's answer is 271 point something. Only one's correct. Work out which one. So use approximations to find out which one is correct. So approximately, so if we estimate this, we're going to say it's 600 divided by 4 squared plus 5. So 600, 4 squared is 16, plus 5, which is 600 over 21. Now, we're not going to be able to do 600 divided by 21, so we'll do 600 divided by 20, which is approximately 30. So which one is correct? Which one's closer to our approximation? That's Amy's answer. So Amy is correct. Okay, question 21. Work out 0.06 times 0.0003 divided by 0.01 and give your answer in standard form. So that's the trick for this question. We need to change these numbers into standard form. So standard form is a number between 1 and 10. So for 0.06, that's 6. And then how many times do we have to times or divide by 10? To change 6 to 0.06, we divide by 10 2 times. For 0.0003, that's 3, and divided by 10, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And 0.01, that's 1, and divided by 10 twice. So we've got 6 times 10 to the power of minus 2 times 3 times 10 to the power of minus 4 over 1 times 10 to the power of minus 2. So multiplying first, we'll do the top line. So we times the normal numbers, 6 times 3, that's 18. And we add the indices. So 10 to the power of negative 2 times 10 to the power of negative 4 is 10 to the power of negative 6. And now we're going to divide. So 18 divided by 1 is 18. And 10 to the power of negative 6 divided by 10 to the power of negative 2. So 10 to the power of negative 6 divided by 10 to the power of negative 2. We're subtracting the indices. So it's negative 6, take away negative 2. So negative 6, take away negative 2. And when we have a minus minus, we actually add. So it's negative 6 plus 2, which is negative 4. Now that would be the answer, but we need to change it back into standard form. So we're going to have 1.8. So we can't have 18. It needs to be between 1 and 10. So 1.8 times 10. 1.8 times 10 makes 18. And then times 10 to the power of negative 4. And 10 to the power of 1 times 10 to the power of negative 4. When we multiply, we add the indices. That's 10 to the power of negative 3. So our answer is 1.8 times 10 to the power of negative 3. Question 22. Work out 2/5 plus 1/4. So to add fractions, we need to make the bottom numbers the same, denominators the same. So if we times the left one by 4, times the right one by 5, that gives us 8/20 plus 5/20, which is 13/20. Part B, write down the value of 2 to the power of negative 3. So 2 cubed, so 2 cubed means 2 times 2 times 2. 2 2s are 4, times 2 is 8. But a negative power flips it over. So 8 to the power of negative 1 is 1/8. So any negative power is going to flip over the answer. So 2 to the power of negative 1 is half. 3 to the power of negative 1 is a third. So 8 to the power of negative 1 is 1/8. Question 23. Write 36 as a product of its prime factors. So we're going to break down 36 until we've only got prime numbers left. So what two numbers multiply to make 36? Doesn't matter which ones we choose. We can have 2 times 18. 2 is a prime number. We can't break it down anymore. So we leave the 2. We break down the 18. Two numbers that multiply to make 18. We can have 2, which is prime, times 9, which isn't. And two numbers that multiply to make 9. We can only have 3 times 3. And now we can't break these numbers down anymore. We can't split them up into prime factors because they're already prime. So 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 is our answer. And 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, if we multiply them together, would make 36. Question 24. Kiaria is 7 years older than Jay. Martha is twice as old as Kiaria. The sum of their 3 ages is 77. Find the ratio of Jay's age to Kiaria's age to Martha's age. So that's, I think we have to write these as equations. So Kiaria is 7 years older than Jay. So K's age minus 7 equals J's age. Martha is, M is twice as old as K. So M equals 2 K's. So K's age times 2 makes M's age. And the sum of their ages, so K and J and M all added together, makes 77. So we're going to work out what their ages are now. So we are going to change, if we change J into K minus 7, so if we change J into K minus 7, and we'll change M into 2K, then we should be able to work out K's age. So K plus, instead of J, I'm writing K minus 7 now. And instead of M, I'm writing 2K. So we're going to simplify this. K plus 2K, that's 4Ks. Take away 7 equals 77. Now we're solving an equation. So I'm going to get rid of a negative 7 by plussing 7 to both sides. So I'm going to plus 7 plus 7. That leaves me with 4K equals 84. And then divide both sides by 4. Divide 4, divide 4. And that leaves me with K equals 21. So K is 21. J equals K minus 7. So J is 21 minus 7, which is 14. And M is 2 Ks, 2 21s, 42. So the ratio of J to K to M, J to K to M. So we've got 14 to 21 to 42. We could simplify that. It doesn't specify. So we could leave it, or we could divide through by a 7 here. I'm going to leave it as it is. Okay, question 25. ABCD is a parallelogram. EDC is a straight line. F is the point on AD, so that BFE is also a straight line. So we've got a diagram showing all this information, and we've got two angles, EFD, 35 degrees, again shown on the diagram, and DCB, 75 degrees, shown on the diagram. And the question says, show that ABF, so that's this angle here, equals 70 degrees. Give a reason for each stage of your working. Okay, so one stage at a time. So let's go with, we know that BAF, so BAF equals 75 degrees. And that's because opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal. So we have to give a reason. So opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal. And let's do AFB now. AFB is 35 degrees. And the reason is vertically opposite angles are equal. Vertically opposite angles are equal. And now we can say that ABF equals 70. ABF equals 70 degrees. And that's because 180 take away 75 and take away 35 equals 70 degrees, and angles in a triangle add to 180 degrees. So we've got a triangle here. The angles must add up to 180. We've got 75 and 35, which means the other angle must be 70. Okay, question 26. We've got a logo made from 3 circles. Each circle's got the same center, and Daisy says exactly 1/3 is shaded. Is she correct? You must show your working. So we're going to have to work out the area of the total area and the shaded area. So we've got 3 circles. We've got small circle's got radius 4. The medium circle has got a radius of 7. And the large circle has got a radius of 4 plus 3 plus 3, which is 10 centimeters. So if we do total area, or the big circle, and the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. So the total area is pi times 10 squared, which is 100 pi centimeters squared. The medium circle, if we work out medium circle, that's got an area of pi times 7 squared. 7 squared is 49, so that's 49 pi centimeters squared. And the small circle has got an area of pi times its radius, which is 4 squared. 4 squared is 16, so that's 16 pi centimeters squared. So what's the shaded area? That's medium circle, take away little circle. So shaded area is 49 pi, take away 16 pi, which is 33 pi centimeters squared. So is exactly 1/3 shaded. So shaded is 33 pi out of the total of 100 pi, which is 33 100ths, or 33%. Is that exactly 1/3? Well, no, it's not. 1/3 is 33.3 recurring percent, or so this doesn't simplify to 1/3. 33 100ths is not 1/3. 33 100ths does not equal 1/3. So Daisy is wrong. Daisy is wrong. Question 27. The table shows information about the weekly earnings of 20 people who work in a shop. Work out an estimate for the mean of the weekly earnings. So to do the mean from a table, we multiply across. So we've got a range here though, so we need to do the midpoint. So we don't know exactly how much each of these people earn. We're going to guess at the middle of the group. So for 150 to 250, we're going to say that person earns 200. For 250 to 350, we're going to say those 11 people earn 300. For 350 to 450, we're going to call that 400. 450 to 550, 500. And 550 to 650, 600. So we've got one person earning 200. So that's 200. 11 300s. 11 threes are 33. Add on the 2 zeros. 5 400s. 5 fours are 20. Add on the 2 zeros. No 500s. That's nothing. And 3 600s. 1,800. So we're going to add up all of these earnings, add up all of these people's earnings, and divide by 20. So 0, 0. 2 plus 3 plus 8 is 13. And 3 plus 2 plus 1, that's 7. So in total, we've got £7,300 divided by 20, which is 730 over 2, which is, so 700 halved is 350, 30 halved is 15, so £365. Nadia says, the mean may not be the best average. So the mean may not be the best average to represent this information. Do you agree with Nadia? Right. So the problem with the mean, the reason we wouldn't use the mean is because it is influenced by extreme values. So if there's really high, a few people earning a lot of money, it's going to drag up the mean. It's going to drag up the average. So we could say, because of these 3 people, we could say they're outliers, extreme values, and they will affect the mean and not make it suitable. So I think there's definitely an argument for that. So do you agree with Nadia? I'll put yes. And the reason is the mean is affected by extreme values. So sometimes it's better to use the median because the mean gets dragged by outliers. Question 28. Here is a rectangle. So we've got some algebraic expressions for the lengths and width. All measurements are in centimeters. The area is 48 centimeters squared. Show that y equals 3. Okay, so we've got two opposite lengths of the rectangle here, and we can use them to find out what x is, because opposite lengths of a rectangle must be equal. So we're going to find out x first. We're going to say 2x plus 6 must be equal, these two lengths are the same, to 5x minus 9. So we're going to find out what x is. We're going to get rid of the smallest x first, which is 2x. So take 2x from both sides. What does that leave us? We've got 6 equals 3x minus 9. So I want to get x by himself. So I'm going to get rid of this minus 9. And I'll do that by plussing 9 to both sides. 6 plus 9 is 15. And that equals 3x. So we'll divide both sides by 3. And that gives us x equals 5. So x is 5. So what is this length? 2 5s plus 6. 2 5s plus 6, 10 plus 6, 16. And it should be the same here. 5 5s, 25, take away 9 is 16. So the length is 16, the area is 48. So 16 times by y, 16y is 48. Divide both sides by 16, so y is 3. And that's what we had to show. Question 29. Brogan needs to draw the graph of y equals x squared plus 1. Here is our graph. Write down one thing wrong with the graph. What's she done wrong? Well, she's connected it with straight lines. Shouldn't have connected it with straight lines because it's a curved graph. So she has used straight lines and it should be a curve. Question 30. In a sale, the normal price of a book is reduced by 30%. The sale price of the book is £2.80. Work out the normal price of the book. So £2.80 is the price of a book that's been reduced by 30%. So if we started with 100%, the normal price is 100%. And we've taken 30 off, we have 70% left. So if we want to work out what 10% is, we need to divide by 7. To go from 70% to 10%, you divide by 7. So £2.80 divided by 7. 28 divided by 7 is 4, so that's 40p. And then to go to 100%, we're going to times by 10. So 40p times 10 is £4. So that means the normal price of the book is £4. And we can check this by doing it the normal way around. So if we start with £4, so 400p, and we wanted to take off 30%, we'd say 10% is 40. So 30% is 3 40s, 120. 400 take off 120 is 280. So £4 reduced by 30% is £2.80. So we know we've done it right, and our answer is £4.